So, yeah, 45 Lambton Lane, basically what the name of the show is. I got Mike Aspinwall with me.
Hey.
We're doing a 2018 review real quick. I'm going to try to keep this under at least 40 minutes.
Oh, God, good luck.
Yeah, and with the Halloween 5 mask giveaway for everyone that's doing that, I'm going to keep that going till July 1st. So,
Wow.
yeah, go over to the giveaway video that I have and just write as a comment that you're in and you're entered, and then so that's the update on that Halloween 5 mask. You can have that for free as long as you go and tell me that on the actual video. That will go till July 1st. What's up?
So as long as you give me your firstborn.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go over some notes, and then we're going to jump in with our how we feel after. So, I got 2 pages of fucking notes here. And so I rewatched it last night, and it was much better than, you know, how I'd previously been looking at it. So I'm gonna literally go over this fast as hell, and then we'll. Okay. So one of the first thing is old school font in the beginning, sweet. I said secondly, and this goes like from beginning to the end of the movie, so all these scenes are in order. Opening with flashbacks might have been worked for people to get up to speed, even from the actual movie, which we'll get into that. Loved how Michael is portrayed as a real serial killer. The podcasters feel like he's, you know, like a real serial killer who needs to be investigated. He's not like a crazy mass murderer in this. And then it said, Michael's too tall. Hate checkered floor. And then I wrote, attention to detail. The scar on the neck was amazing. They had the mask for the evidence where they're trying to taunt Michael. I wrote that podcasters would really never have access to that, even if he has a friend in the Attorney General's office. When he's saying "take it," kind of corny dialogue. When showing Mike with the mask, it's like saying, like, you know, hey Gacy, I brought your clown suit here or whatever. React to it. It's like he's a serial killer. He doesn't give a fuck about that. But I mean, he might. I don't know.
Not in the way that Aaron hoped he would.
Right. Music I wrote was obviously amazing. Does Laurie? This is what I wrote next. Does Laurie want beef or not? Barricades the house, but wants Michael to escape. What's going on? And then I'm sure you can answer that later.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very good scene with Laurie and the podcasters.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. What if Laurie actually took them up on it and did go to see Michael? Very interesting shit there.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, Ray's cool beans. Peanut butter is too much, though. Laurie talking to Allison, explaining she's trying to get them to understand horror is real. So it's not just her trying to say, oh, Michael Myers. She's trying to prepare them not for really Michael Myers, but for the horrors of the world.
Yes, she feels like her innocence was taken away.
So I think that's where the daughters and the granddaughter got misconstrued. They think she's completely talking about Michael, but in reality, she's talking about the world. Like, bad shit happens, and you need to know that, is what I got from that.
Exactly. It is mostly Michael, but she's saying you could apply this to anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, bad shit happens all the time.
Wanted to see the bus crash. Movie has too much off-screen shit. Restaurant.
That's fair.
Restaurant scene bizarre, but definitely kind of good. I'm an idiot. Tried to be edgy, killing the little kid in the truck, which is, I feel strongly about that. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going over these, so whatever you want to pick apart after, just go for it.
Okay, because I was gonna say, I'm gonna put you to task for the restaurant scene.
All right. Loved Hawkins. Absolutely loved Omar Dorsey. But is he Titus O'Neil's twin? from WWE.
Yeah.
Teeth scene, very amazing, very Michael Myers-esque. Absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, too many off-screen kills. Michael returns, feels a little bit. So when he first gets in the neighborhood, right?
Oh, yeah.
A little bit rushed, but absolutely awesome.
Okay.
Vicky is absolutely so sweet, and Dave is a very likable person.
Yes, yeah, their chemistry was really. You don't think it's gonna be as good as it is, and at least for me, I thought it was pretty great. So.
Oh, I almost cried when she said, "You know what? You actually are my favorite kid that I babysit."
Oh yeah! Oh, that was so good.
I was like, "Oh my god!" But okay.
Oh, what was the kid's little name? The little kid's name.
I keep wanting to say Jamal because that's my homeboy's name, but I think his real name was Jabrail or something like that.
Yes, yeah, that's his real name. I can't think of.
We're gonna get
not-
torn apart in the comments, but fuck yourselves.
We really are, but you know what? At least we like the movie, and I dare anybody to know that kid's character's name off the top
Julian.
of there.
It's Julian.
Julian. Okay, yes, it is.
Yeah,
I should
son.
have remembered
All
that.
right. Yeah, I've had a couple beers. Closet scene definitely good. The trailer kind of gave you that, but that's what
Yeah.
trailers fucking do, dog. I don't understand how people. That's what trailers do. Facts. They're gonna give you a crazy scene.
Although Blumhouse does have a problem of giving away a lot of their stuff in the trailer. This one wasn't so bad, but like Black Christmas, for example, gives
Okay.
away the movie from beginning to end in sequential order.
All right, let's keep going. I'm almost
All right.
I'm almost done. Of course, we're as you can kind of tell, we're almost at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
My absolute favorite scene: Michael and Hawkins inside the house.
Oh yeah, that was good.
I don't know why, but when Laurie shoots at him and it's the mirror, and then you just see him walk past the room and Hawkins shoots at him.
It's dramatic.
It is Michael Myers like 100%. And then
Yes.
when Laurie like is like, "Oh shit, there he is outside," and like shoots at him and he just keeps going. It's
Well, and that's what I like too, that they weren't afraid to hurt him. They were like, no, like, fuck this guy. And, like, they weren't afraid to shoot him often and shoot him early. You know what I mean?
it was one of the best scenes in Halloween like history.
Yeah.
Oscar kind of had corny dialogue when he's in the backyard with, I think it's what is it, Mr. not Riddle, but Mr. Elrod, I think it was.
Elrod, yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "I'm sorry, I was," with Allison, he's like, "I'm sorry, I was all chubbed up," and I'm like, what the fuck? Kids kind of talk like that, but whatever. That wasn't a huge nitpick. Okay. Wanted to see Mike in pursuit of Allison, so when she finds Oscar on the fucking fence there, I honestly had a crazy vision of seeing Michael do something we'd never seen before. Him jumping over that huge fence. Like, you don't have to show him climbing it, but just to see his feet drop, like as if he did just climb it and jump over, that would have been fire, dude.
And it would have kind of been like Halloween H2O, like seeing his feet hit the ground.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it's not a huge fucking disappointment, but again, these are very tedious nitpicks. So it's not like, if people disagree with me on this isn't like I'm not saying this type of shit ruined the movie for me. I'm just saying this is
No.
right. Okay. Love how people actually answered the door for once with Allison.
Yes, thank God.
It makes sense. I had a drunk dude a month ago that literally walked into my house. And
what?
Oh yeah, I had a crazy drunk guy walk into my house, and he was drunk off his rocker. My mom came to the bottom of the stairs crying and was like, "There's some guy in the house," and I went downstairs ready to whoop some candy ass, and it was some like, older drunk guy. I escorted him to the fire escape, and I was like, bro, you got to get going, dog. And he's like, I can't walk down the stairs. I think I'm like gonna fall. And like, so I worked the ambulance, and I was like, all right, sit here, and we'll get people out to help you. So I got the cops out, and unfortunately, he spent the night in the drunk tank. But hey, you can't be going in random people's houses and shit. So,
well, he probably needed the night in the drunk tank. It probably saved him from getting into an accident.
Well, it saved him from going into somebody's house that has a gun and was like, fuck you. So he's lucky he ran into me, because you make my mom scared and cry is not a good deal. But
yeah, I was gonna say, and anyone else like would have went at him with a baseball bat.
And the old me probably would have, but when I got down there and I saw how fucking out of it he was, like the ambulance side of me took over, and I was like, all right, let's just go into work mode right now. And if he gives me any shit, he's going down. But he was like, can you help me out? And he was like, and some chick is the one that brought him there that wasn't that fucked up. And I said, what'd you bring this dude here for? You know this ain't your house. And she was like, this looks just like my house. But she didn't seem that drunk. That was the fucking weird part, dog.
Oh, this is... Wow.
It was very bizarre. I mean, we'll go into further detail after. I'll tell you about that in a little bit.
Yeah. But
I thought I told you about that.
You might have mentioned it. I think you did mention, you're like, I had some dude in my house last night, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I felt bad, dude, because I'm like escorting him out of the house aggressively. I got my hand on his back, and if he makes any moves, he's going down. But I could tell he was so fucked up that if I swung, it's over.
Yeah, he'd get really hurt.
So I try to push him down the stairs, not like shove him like to where he'd fall. But I'm like escorting him, about to go down the stairs, and he's like, hey man, I don't think I can make it down the stairs. He's like, I'm so sorry. I thought this was my house. I've never been to this town before. Like, this chick did all this. And I was like, all right. So I told the chick, I said, why don't you stay here and wait for the police to come? Because you've been like, and she wanted nothing to do with it. And she peaced out. And she left. She said this was her friend for the night. So I'm like, all right, you're probably like a prostitute or something.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right. So I'll answer your questions on that after. But
yeah,
running over Michael, very good scene. Hopefully Hawkins did survive. I work ambulance.
Totally did not.
I work ambulance, and I have seen very worse injuries than that people have survived.
He stabbed him in the neck and then crushed his head.
I don't think it was a head, dog. If you go back and watch that, Mike, you could say that he ran his legs over.
Look at the trailer for the second one. His head is mush.
Dog, you don't know that's him though.
Look at the outfit. It's him.
It could be another sheriff though.
It's not. They're not that.
Don't make me get into spoiler territory, because I've heard otherwise.
They're not trying to mislead the audience here. But that's him.
Well, I did hear otherwise, but all right, we'll see about that. I mean, and this is just my hopes, dog.
Okay.
All right, so I mean,
I like them too, but I'm like,
yeah.
Oh no.
Okay, and then we get into the badness. Absurd, laughable scene here. Shartane, which is Sartain, but I call him Shartane.
I'm gonna disagree with you on this.
Very laughable, dog. He gets up, has the Myers mask on, and with one arm puts a 6'3" dude in the back of a cruiser.
I'm gonna disagree with you on this.
So you think a dude like that can fucking with one arm put this man in the back seat of a cruiser that's a SUV?
First of all, it's a Halloween movie. No one cares about.
Oh my god.
Second of all, that scene where he stood up and he was wearing the mask, I actually jumped in the theater and I grabbed my brother's arm and I went, "What the fuck is going on?"
I said what the fuck is going on as well, but probably not in the way that you did.
And I was almost panicking because I was like, I didn't know where the movie was going for a minute.
It's only cool because you realize that she's like really not safe. That's the only cool part about that.
Well, she's really not safe, and it plays because this whole movie was supposed to be nods and homages to other movies.
All right, well, let's go back to that. Let me finish the list.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
And if that's the first thing you want to go back to, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. But,
yeah.
Okay. I actually...
Well, the first thing I'm going to go back to is that dinner scene. Because the fact that
you piece of shit.
is the fact that you said it's ridiculous.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I'll read you what I said. I didn't say it was all ridiculous. That's just what you picked up on. You didn't hear nothing else.
Yeah, sure.
all right.
yeah.
All right. I was gonna say, actually dig Christopher Nelson as a cop scene. You know, the bomb sandwich.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
First responders are goofy like that, and you know, I work with cops and fire, and we say the weirdest, dumbest shit, and that's exactly how it is. All right. RZ Halloween 2 had a better head stomp. I think it was more realistic than Sartain's.
Yes.
It's hard to stomp a skull into mush like that, but again, these are nitpicks. And then what happened to the steel door when Michael picks Laurie's head up, you know, when he gets the finger shot off? There was a steel fence door in front of there that just sort of disappears at the end of the movie. But,
oh, that might just be a continuity flub.
Yeah, it's all, and that's why it's all good. I don't really give a fuck. Three finger Michael Myers, say it ain't so. I just
love it.
I'm 50-50. I'm like torn. I like it, but I'm like, what the fuck?
I love it because I think in order for this iteration of this series to work, there needs to be stakes, both for the victims and the killers.
1 second, bro. Keep going, actually.
So the fact that, like, they're saying in this movie, like, Michael Myers can get hurt. This isn't like a 4 or 5 or 6 where he's gonna take, like, a gun to the chest and then straight up. You know, like, he can get hurt. There can be damage that probably won't kill him inexplicably, you know, because he's the boogeyman, but it will leave a scar, you know, it'll fuck him up, just like the neck scar and his damaged eye. They've established that this one can get hurt.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. All right.
But again, I love the visual of it too, like the dripping, the blood in her house, and it's very scary. Very.
It is very fire. Yeah, there's some great aspects to it, and that's one of them. So I don't know. I love the fucking veiny man hand. So it's just kind of weird to see just the 3 fingers, but.
You like men's hands?
Yeah. Especially Michael Myers. Alright, whatever. Is there something wrong with that?
No.
Am I I got your ass.
Not at all.
This is getting fucking funny. Okay, alright. Alright. Back to reality. Okay. So
yeah.
Absolutely loved the Karen and Laurie dialogue in the in the basement where she's like where all the guns are and shit, where the trap is.
Yeah.
'Cause I love that Karen came to her senses and was like, "Fuck, this is all real," and
yeah, like she can't hide
and when the chips are down, she loves her mother, which kind of reminds me of like my sister always gives my mother shit, but if we were ever in some shit like this, like,
Yeah.
and that shit almost made me cry, dog. I that was like when
Well,
she said, I don't know if I don't think she said sorry, but she was like,
no, she did.
I think she said
like,
I love you or something. It was fucking, it was deep, dude.
Oh, when they were in the basement together, right before she goes to get him.
Yeah, and she's like, I gotta finish this.
Yes. She said, she goes, I love you, and yeah, they say I love you to each other.
And I loved it too because it just proved to that Laurie was right, and she's like, yeah, you understand now, don't you? Like I like that.
Yeah. Like it's mom being crazy until he's at the fucking door, and then all of a sudden it's like, mom's not so crazy, huh?
Trick scene was kind of odd because it confused me as if was Judith, not Judith. I'm thinking Judy Greer. Was Karen in on this the whole time? Like,
no, she wasn't.
It's a trap. Like, oh, gotcha. Was she tricking him for that scene, or is this the whole movie her?
No, she was tricking him for that scene.
All right, so I got two more.
Okay.
And that's it. So that's why I'm cutting you off. One-liners from Laurie got corny at the end. I thought the whole movie with Laurie was great, but at the end got a little corny with the Happy Halloween, Michael, goodbye, Michael, and
yeah. Well, the Happy Halloween was sort of like, okay, they need to do something corny.
Right, yes. There was just a few too many of it. Like,
but the whole thing of like, goodbye, Michael, because Allison tells her earlier in the movie, say goodbye to Michael Myers.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
He looks at him, just, goodbye, Michael, and tosses it in there. And
right.
If it was me, I would need to stay there and make sure he died. But that's just me.
The very last note is, that being said, with all the nitpicks that I have written, this is, however, a great setup for Halloween Kills, and I very much enjoyed this, much more this time around than I ever have while watching this movie. So, and I gave it like a 7 for a score. So,
nice.
It is one of my favorite Halloweens. I don't know, dude. But that was pretty much my review, dude, honestly.
I get where you're coming from, because I think there was so much hype around it that it was sort of hard to go into it and not be a little disappointed, because the movie you've got in your head is always going to be bigger. And
I'm like, some people are like, I don't want to see Kills because 2018 sucked. It's like, well, did you think like Laurie's performance sucked? Which is like, you're kind of weird if you do. And it's like, do you think Michael's performance sucked? You're kind of weird if you do. So if the answer to both of those is like, no, they both had great performances, then it's like, all right, then give fucking Kills a chance.
Yeah. Now I've heard that like some people didn't like Laurie's performance or Jamie Lee Curtis's performance, because
right.
Why would Laurie be so traumatized by
That's kind of a dumb question.
Yeah. Well, and I was really hashing it out with a friend one night, because he was like, I get her being traumatized, but like this much, where it was like, we don't see like she lives like this much of an alternative lifestyle. And I don't know, like, you know, like
I think the Sarah Connor aspect turned a lot of people off.
I think it did too, but what I told my friend that night was, I said, you do see that she tries, because she says she has a kid, right? And I said, um, and she did say she was twice divorced.
I wonder if one of those was Jimmy. Ha ha.
Well, I think one of those was Hawkins.
No way.
Yeah,
Really?
did you get like a romantic vibe off of them? Because I did.
I just didn't look at it like that, but I mean,
Oh,
I would have to
yeah,
go back, and I'm sure I'd agree with you, dude, because we agree on a lot of.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go back and watch. Look for, and it's very subtle, but look for the way. Think about when you see Frank Hawkins and Laurie Strode together. Look at it as if they have dated before, and
Yeah.
it
Changes
just
shit.
yeah, it kind of solidifies the whole thing. And
That's very interesting. I'm gonna put that shit in the title, son, of this video. But let's go back to the dinner scene.
okay.
Let me see what I wrote, because I'm pretty sure I said that I liked it. Yeah, restaurant scene, bizarre but very good, I wrote.
Okay. All right.
I think the only bizarre thing was I think Lori loves Allison so much that I don't think she would want to freak her out that bad.
Yeah, I think she doesn't want to. I just think the idea of actually physically seeing him for the first time.
So
in
her
40
emotions
years-
sort of like made her lose it.
Yes. Yeah, where she was actually trying.
The only thing I didn't like, dog, I think it was a single line. Like, I think that when she said, I wanted to kill him, but I didn't know what to... That was the only weird part for me. Like...
Okay, because I was going to say, because that scene made me so upset because most people I know have been on both sides of that dinner scene.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I have too, man.
Where like, they're either the ones causing the scene, or they're the ones having to deal with the secondhand embarrassment of the scene, you know?
So,
and
keep
that
going.
was like, oh, like, and that's why I wanted to say, like, when I was talking to my other friend about how he said he was like her, he eventually came to the fact that he was like, I just wanted to see her try more. And he was, and as someone with depression and anxiety,
He wanted to see Jamie Lee Curtis try more, like, in an acting sense?
No, like, he wanted to see evidence that at one point she held a job. That at one point
I was highly disappointed because I thought 100%, and I don't know why, don't ask me why, I thought Laurie had became a detective for this movie.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
That would have been fucking fire. Imagine her as a badass detective, like... Yeah, okay, this motherfucker wants to get out. Well, guess what? I'm the head of the sheriff's department now, so let's get it.
Yeah.
That would have just amplified her badassness to another level. But overall, I think Halloween 2018 gets a 7. I could go to 8 in some days. I'll give it an 8, but from last night, I'll give it a good 7.5, like almost an 8. So, what do you give it for a score?
Fuck. Well, see, okay. I give it like an 8 to a 9. I'm a Final Girl guy.
Right.
Like, the Survivor girls are my thing. I gravitate towards them. I'm drawn to them. And Laurie Strode is one of the best.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. Is there any other points that you want to argue on this? I think we should cut this short soon.
Oh yeah, but I'm just prefacing that why I give this like a 9.
Yeah.
Or 10 sometimes.
Right.
I think having having Laurie in it, and I might get some hate for this, but having Laurie in it elevates the story. She gives you that character to care about because she's got that history. Whether you retcon the sequels out or not, she's got a history with this character. So for me, I like the way they handled dealing with trauma.
Okay.
And yes, Laurie's dealing with her trauma is very extreme.
Right, right.
A gun hoarder, a doomsday prepper. I get it. It's very extreme, but I think they made a point.
What do you think? All right, so do you agree with me on the? So there's a lot of points that I made here. I know every time I piped up, you had something to say about a lot of them. Well, no, I'm just reiterating, going back, seeing what we could pick apart, right? Because it's a review.
Yeah.
We agreed on almost everything, dog, except for a few things.
I like the Zartane thing because I think it was a good nod.
Okay, yeah. Well, we went in on that. That motherfucker, fucking.
Michael's always had some kind of help, whether it's been implied, like in Halloween, like maybe someone around here gave him lessons,
Right.
or it's been explicitly stated, like 5 and 6.
All right, let me shoot some questions at you then. Okay. So I think we agreed on everything up until this point is where you laughed at me, which is I still love you.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. Does Laurie want? Oh no.
Where did I laugh at you?
I believe the first time was I said, Laurie, do you want beef or not? Barricade's house. Hold on. Barricade's house, but wants him to escape. Do you want to fight him or not? So what do you think she just barricaded the house because she wants some kind of warning that he's there, or was that a glitch in the movie?
No, because if you notice, she has the house perfectly designed.
Yes.
So she can lock it up. Once he gets in, she can lock it up where all he can do is go into that basement.
All right.
That's why the house is like that. Because, like Karen says, it's not a cage.
It's a trap. Okay, awesome. All right, and next, we agreed on this though. So I just want a little further for you to give me a little more on this. Very amazing scene where the podcasters are sitting with Laurie. What if Laurie did go see Mike and that is what set Mike off? Like he's like, oh, I remember you. Like when she comes to fucking see him and she can't handle it. And maybe even in that scene she tries to go at him like crazy style and they hold her back. And then at the very last shot is like Michael turning around slowly to see her and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that.
That would have been really scary, but I think for me at least, that would have something where I'm like, why on earth would she do that? Why if
I you know, to counter your point, I think that she's been dealing with this for however many 40 years that maybe her mind is so scrambled that she's like, well, what if I do just go see him and see that he's just some old man that ain't about shit?
That's true, but
and then when she gets there and sees him even do that slow move, like with his head, she's like, I made a big mistake here. Like, he is the boogeyman, and I should have known that. Like, and then when she goes to the restaurant, she could have said, I should have known he's the boogeyman. I should have never fucking went to, like, see him.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think it has the potential to be really creepy and really cool, but it also reminds me of Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives.
Oh, Jesus, you're gonna scramble my brain with this shit.
Tommy Jarvis goes to dig up Jason, who's been dead for a decade at this
Right.
point, just to make sure he's dead. And in digging him up, inadvertently resurrects him.
Yes.
A lightning bolt and shit. And it's great gothic campy goodness, but it's also like motherfucker, why do you gotta poke the bear?
Yeah.
And I think Laurie's smart enough not to poke the bear. Like, she was waiting for Michael.
Right.
Because she knew he would come for her. He
All
would
right.
come. She didn't have to go and be like, hey, remember me, motherfucker? You know?
Alright, so last but not least, what do you think about the off-screen kills? Would you have liked to see Dave get his head twisted around and stabbed to the wall?
Okay.
You know it's in the book. It's in the book. It tells you what happened.
Here's my thing with this.
And then this will be our last, and then we'll end it. I'll talk to you after this. I'll keep you on the phone and all that shit, but for the video, this is kind of our last point. So
Also, you know, I know this is really off topic.
don't worry about it, dog. This is what we're here for.
I would really love in one of the Halloween movies, in one of these movies, maybe some sort of queer representation, like LGBT representation.
You didn't get that from Michael Myers? No, I'm just kidding.
No, like, but like, what if Oscar had a crush on Allison's boyfriend instead?
I mean, yeah, that would have been absolutely
You know,
interesting, but I think they were just like, yeah, this motherfucker's about to eat the dust, so.
And that's the thing. I don't want it shoved in there just to be shoved in there, but I just want to put it out into the universe that
Right.
as a bisexual man, I would like it if there was some logical LGBT. I think that what they wanted to do was sort of harken back to the original Halloween, where the original Halloween is very bloodless, and you don't see a lot of what happens.
Oh,
you know?
I completely agree. I just feel like that doesn't work nowadays.
And that's what I was going to get to. I think in 2018 you might need to give a little more, but I think where they did give it, they gave it in spades, because like him killing Aaron,
Yeah.
was grotesque.
Well,
Like,
I got some news for you. We don't have to worry about that with Halloween Kills, because Kills is gonna be fucking insane with shit like that. So I've heard there is not one murder that is off screen in that movie. So
Jesus. So they kind of did what the original Halloween 2 did, and just went full tilt boogie the other way.
yeah, and it's this is my last point. We're gonna get out of here. But I'm gonna stay on with you, but we're gonna get off air here. The unfortunate part with Halloween Kills is that a lot of people aren't getting their boogeyman. They're not getting the stalking Michael Myers. They're getting an angry, pissed off motherfucker that's coming at anybody. And you got an angry mob that's coming at him, and it's not good for the mob, dog. And this is just what I've heard. I don't know any spoilers. So
Yeah, this is just what Jason Blum and Jamie Lee Curtis have said on interviews.
it's gonna be fucking ridiculous. But
yeah, where they're like, the town's pissed off because they're like, all this shit's happening again. But Michael's pissed off because he's like, I waited 40 fucking years and she trapped me in a house and
yeah, these three bitches triple teamed me. Fuck that.
Yeah, like okay, fuck all of you. You're dead. and so now everyone's pissed.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that was me and Mike Aspinwall's 2018 review. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Sorry, we got way off top.
Mike's score is a 9, right?
You know what? I'm gonna go with 10.
All right. Yeah, that's fine, dog. I have no hate against that. Mike's score is a 10. I'm gonna go a 7.5 to 8. So it could be an 8.
That's fair. That's because I get your criticisms of it and other people's criticisms of
And
it.
I do want to say that I am a fan of this. I'm a fan of James Jude Courtney. He's a great guy. I'm a fan of his Michael Myers, and I'm a fan of Lori, Allison, and Karen. I'm good with all that, dude. Just give me a little bit more on-screen shit and a little bit of Michael Myers lore, and I'm good, dog. That's all you gotta do to please me. So, I'm pretty happy with this video, and everybody, what the fuck do you guys think down below? Me and Mike are about to peace out this shit. You got any final words, my man?
I think what I would like to see going forward, like how you said, I want to see more on-screen kills.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Lori get to a point where they don't kill her off, but she sort of moves herself past the story.
Okay.
Where she can go off and have a happy ending.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I think she's earned that.
She definitely has. And
yeah.
All right, so that's going to be it. People, for the Halloween 5 mask, go and comment I'm in or I want the mask, whatever the fuck you want to say. Go to that Halloween 5 link. You get that shit for free, okay? I'm going to give it to you, you know, if you're from England or UK or something, we'll figure that out, but it's going to go till July 1st. That's how long the giveaway is going, and, you know, we appreciate you guys watching. Everybody have a good night. All right?